Greetings, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday, March the 28th, on our live town hall event here on Facebook. I am very glad that you're here, and I appreciate your continued support. I apologize if I'm a little slow starting out today. I went for a walk and I'm a little tired, but I wanted to connect with you guys briefly to just give you a quick heads up on our upcoming campaign activities, as well as the state of our campaign. So we're winding down on the tail end of our signature / qualified voter petition gathering of signatures. So we're going to tally our signatures from all over the state, and I will give you guys a heads up on the numbers pertaining to our notarized signatures in the next few days. With this said, our campaign is strong. I'm not basing our campaign off of the number of signatures that we managed to recruit, but I'm basing our campaign on the impact of our message and the overall relevance of our campaign strategy in today's Virginia and overall America in the year 2026. Many things have changed, folks. We no longer live in the 1940s, nor even in the early 2000s. We now live in an era and year in which artificial intelligence is dictating the results of elections. The internet and the social media giants are in charge and are in control of the message of various campaigns and politicians, as well as political parties. The social media giants now have authority over the message and the voice and wisdom of candidates and their political affiliations. Candidates today can be silenced via social media platform and via the internet. This is the year 2026 that politicians are having to compete and contend with on top of their actual opponents. So I'm letting you guys know that we're getting ready to mount an offensive that is going to be so impactful that it will leave and resonate among our supporters and those potential supporters that are going to be coming up. So I just want you guys to know about this, because regardless of the number of signatures, our message and our platform and campaign agenda is one of the strongest by far. Matter of fact, people already tried to silence us before we even started campaigning in January. People already wanted us out because they realized that they have no chance against us. I mean, our overall wisdom, strategy, and the value proposition that we shared throughout our engagement with the public was so powerful and impactful that regardless of the number of signatures, we are here to compete, and we are here to make things better for Virginians and Americans. Okay, folks, I'm just letting you know this because overall, people are basing campaigns off of the number of signatures and funds that each candidate managed to amass on top of their own wealth and purchasing power. So it's really not a competition of, the meeting of the minds. It's not a competition of the quality of the candidate. It is the competition of purchasing power and how much money a campaign has to pay volunteers. Well, they're not really volunteers if they're getting paid, but people are still calling those that are getting paid volunteers anyway. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that our campaign is strong. If we are basing our campaign off of the year 2026 and 1946, not even 2000, in which campaigns are based off of funds and the number of signatures, our campaign will resonate long after the election cycle. It will resonate long after the primaries, and it will resonate long after the general election and midterm election, because we provide quality, we demand respect, and we are making a major difference in the quality of Virginia politics and American politics overall. Our strategy is not just to recruit signatures or recruit funds. Our strategy is to actually provide a lasting impact in the lives and the hearts and minds of the public, so that they are not shackled to the toxic, counterproductive, circus show, and corrupt political environment in the state and throughout the country. I believe that a political agenda has to be at the optimum level, in which hearts and minds will be penetrated by a message, by a movement, by a voice of the candidate, by someone who's been through hell and shared his story with the public to provide an alternative for the public to consider, and in the way that we interact with each other. I think that's much more important than recruiting signatures. That's much more important than just getting donations. I believe a candidate's message, a candidate's story, wisdom, and value proposition ought to be considered by the mass, ought to be considered by the electorate, ought to be considered by Virginians and Americans. Because, folks, we are now in the year 2026, and things aren't looking so hot for us, ahead. We're already going through a lot of garbage and toxic political narratives, throughout the years. Things has to change. And in order for those things to happen, to change, we need to change our politicians, our decision makers. We need fresh minds, fresh hearts, and fresh voice of our leaders and decision makers if we want to stop the downhill spiral of our state and country. My name's Mina. I ask that you consider to continue to support us, our campaign, and tell your family and friends about our very different and very non-traditional campaign. We no longer live in the 1940s or not even in the early 2000s, folks. Our strategy is to change hearts and minds, to make disciples of people, to turn around this, toxic, garbage, corrupt environment of a circus show in Virginia politics and throughout the country. Okay, folks, I'm not a career politician, as you can tell. I'm simply sharing my heart and my mind and soul even with the public that knows nothing about me. And feel free to follow our YouTube channel. Feel free to follow our Facebook page and social media platform, which we try to share as much as we can regarding myself and our campaign, even though we're being stonewalled, silenced, and marginalized for the most part. We will take a stand, and we ask you to stand with us, because if we don't do what we're doing currently, folks, we're not going to have much of a state, we're not going to have much of a country in a few years. Okay, folks, I ask you to consider what I'm saying from someone who is not a career politician, who has no ambition to be a career politician whatsoever. My passion is in economic development. I want to create jobs. I want to make people's lives easier. I want to make our Commonwealth actually wealthy, because it's a Commonwealth, and our country strong and great and wealthy and peaceful and respected. Those are my only priorities. Okay, I have no ambition of being in office for a lengthy period of time. I just would like to do my best to support our state and our country, because we are against an uphill battle to turn things around, folks. We need to make sure that the next generation of Americans and next generation period of the population, Virginia and in the country, will benefit from us thinking ahead, from us sharing a very different point of view and a very different solution to the pre-existing condition that is extremely toxic in Virginia politics and in other parts of the state. In other parts of the country. My name is Mina. I'm the concept author of the Face Economics concept, which is the utilization of the social media platform in economic development. I've campaigned throughout the country and overseas to make lives and economies better for everyone to benefit from, folks. With this said, thank you so much for your continued support. I look forward to connecting with you again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.